For 52 years, I've watched the Democrat Party change. There are two kinds of Democrats. There used to be more. There was the Kennedy type Democrat, which was, back then, was more like a Republican now. But the Democrats of today, there are two kinds. There are morons, literally morons, idiots that watch the mainstream news and think these little tidbits of news that they think they hear drives an entire narrative, and they believe it, and they're stupid enough to believe it. And you people that disagree with me, you know I'm right, because you know you don't research anything. You don't go and check the shit out, because if you were checking it out, you'd know it was wrong, completely wrong. And then you have the other half, which are the worst, because they know what they're doing. And what they're doing is, these people say, all you people are downtrodden, you're repressed, you've been hurt, you are victims, you live in a racist society, and you'll never be able to make it, and yada yada. Well, they know they're doing that, because what they're going to do is they're going to say, look, we'll give you some welfare and some government money, but you're going to have to pay us $500,000, $1 million a year to manage that money so that you can get your $800 a month. So they are doing that on purpose, and they're lying to you, and they're keeping you down on the Democratic plantation, as they call it. And people that don't realize that the Democratic Party, they created the Klan, they created Jim Crow laws, they were against the civil rights. The Republicans, that's the party that Lincoln created. They were the party that freed the slaves. So, you know, it's all twisted around. And really, you know, there's a saying that says, Democrats will blame you for what they're doing. And they do this to almost 100%. If you look at something that they blame on somebody, and then you do a little research into them, you'll find out that's exactly what they are doing. They're masters at it. I mean, believe me, these people that run the part, that are running this stuff, they're not idiots. They're just morally bankrupt scumbags, and they know exactly what they're doing, and they're taking advantage of the rest of the people, telling them that they're corrupt. I have a lot of black friends, and every one of my black friends is a conservative. You know, they say they've had, you know, encounters with racist people and this and that, but they've also said they've had encounters with racist black people, and racist Hispanic people, and racist American Indians, and racist this and that. There are racist people in this world, but this country is not just systemically racist like they want you to believe it is. A lot of these organizations wouldn't have a job to do. They have to make up racist shit in order to have a job. That's how unracist America is. If America was so racist, why would 3.5 million Africans in the last, I think it was 10 years, move to America? Why would they say, let's go to a terribly racist country, let's move from here to there where it's even more racist? America is the least racist country in the world. We have more diversity of people than anywhere. So to say it's completely racist is insane. There are some racist people, but there are always going to be some racist people, and it's not just racist white people. It's racist people of all kinds of races, and those people are just assholes, and you just got to deal with it. That's life. They're not holding everyone down, because like I said, all my friends that are minorities, that are conservative, they're not saying, oh, I'm repressed, I need reparations and this and that. For one, 5% of the black population had ancestors that were slaves. That's it, 5%. Most people that came over here after slavery was already done, or for whatever reason. So they weren't even related to any slaves. And most white people here never owned a slave or had any relatives that did. It's maybe 5% of them too. So it's dumb. There was also in 1730 there was 1.2 or 1.4 million white European and American people that as they would sail across the ocean back and forth from one place to the other, they would end up going past the it was either the Gold Coast or the Barbary Coast in Africa, and these pirates, these Muslim African pirates, would capture the ships. They would take all the people on board, sell them at auction, at open slave market auctions, just like they used to do in Africa and they did over here. And then the people that were wealthy on the ships, they would ransom them back to their families. So none of the people that were relatives from them, they're not crying for Africa to give them reparations. You have to get, everyone has obstacles in their life, and you have to get over it. And like I was saying, all my conservative friends that are minorities or black, whatever, they say, look, there's some racist assholes in this world, but I don't have the time to deal with them. I don't have the time to let some idiot like that even slow me down. I'm too busy working, because a couple of dumbass Klansmen or Antifa idiots, they're not going to get in my way. They're not going to hold me back and repress me. They don't have the power to do that. They're just hillbillies or whatever. They're just morons. So a couple of racist morons are not going to hold me back from living my life. And that's the way everyone should be. Everyone should live their life like that. But this BS that is being fed to everybody by the Democratic Party is crazy, and it's got to stop, because socialism is going to destroy this country. And for 100 years, these people have been saying, look, they tried it in Russia, and there was a bunch of Jewish people that tried that over there, and like 20 million of them were slaughtered. And that's even more than Hitler did. Hitler killed like 8 or 10 million Jews. They also, by the way, tried the same thing with socialism over in Germany, and that didn't get anywhere either. And then they came from Germany over here to the U.S., and all this started in Columbia University. It's in the history books. You can look it up. In Columbia University, this group of people that came from Germany that were trying this crap over there brought it over here, and they figured out, we're not going to be able to get this worker union socialism kind of thing. We're not going to be able to conquer America. We're not going to be able to do this from the outside in, and we're not going to be able to overtake America and make it a socialist country. We're going to have to do it from the inside out. So they insidiously planned over a long period of time to infiltrate universities and media and the military and this and that, and it's what they've been slowly doing. And in this last, after Obama became president, they started really bringing this out into the open, and it's more and more. And now they have their upheaval because of Trump, and they think that's the time they can push their agenda, because they think that they've got more people that don't like Trump than do like Trump. And I got news for you: there's more people that do like Trump than don't, and they just repress it. You have to understand that 10-15 years ago, there was over 150,000 different companies that owned all the television, radio, newspaper, all the media, all of it. There was like 150,000 companies that owned all those media outlets. Today, there are 5 companies that own all those media outlets. And all 5 of those companies, they all are left-leaning. They all have one agenda they want to push. It's just like California. Look at California. California has been democratically run and by these morons for since Reagan. And look what they've done. They've destroyed the most beautiful state in the United States and the 5th largest economy on the planet. They've destroyed it. And it's nobody's fault but the Democrats. And they want to do that and much more to America. Where's the benefit of that? Nowhere has socialism ever succeeded like that. And nowhere in the world where there's been socialism have you had free speech. Anytime socialism has taken over, free speech has ended. And all you kids, college kids, think that you've learned all this stuff in college and, you know, your professor told you this and that, blah, blah, blah. Well, you get your way, you lose your freedom of speech. You lose everything. You won't be able to protest anymore. You start protesting because you don't like something they did, they'll just put a bullet in your head and it'll be done with. That's what they do in other countries. That's the way they do it in China. That's the way they did it in Russia. That's the way they did it in Germany. That's the way they did it in Venezuela. That's the way they've done it everywhere. Everywhere that's socialist, that's what happens. It's a terrible thing. And everyone that says, oh, well, you know, Sweden and Denmark and Norway and all those countries were, no, they were not. They are free market capitalist economy that has socialist benefits. So they use free market capitalism to make the money to pay for some of their socialist programs. And a couple of those countries tried actual socialism back in the 20s and 30s, and it ruined their countries. It collapsed their economies. So they shut it down and made it a capitalist economy, and they just had more socialist programs. Now they shell out so much money in taxes, but hey, that's just the way it is. But it's not socialism, and you people that think it is, you're wrong, and you're in for a rude awakening. And my friends, I tell you, read, get an education, and not from a school, because the schools have been destroyed. They've been ruined. They don't teach anything like they used to teach when I was a kid. Go get on Google or on whatever and go to the Library of Congress. Go to a library, read some history books of how it really is, and find out for yourself, because what you're being told is a lie. It's a terrible lie that can destroy this country. So for the sanctity of the American dream, and it was I don't remember, it was Benjamin Franklin or Jefferson that said, we'll give you a republic, let's see if you can keep it. Well, no truer words were ever spoken, and a lot of people never thought that we would even be at this point that we're at right now. But it's scary. It's scary how close we're coming to destroying this country that hundreds of millions of people have died for, to defend. These people gave their lives to give a country for us to enjoy, not to destroy, to enjoy. And all you rich little kids that think you know what you're talking about, you Antifa morons, waving the socialist flag, pick a place, a socialist place, and move there. Get your ass, pick it up, and move there, and live there. See how you like it. Because we don't want your asses here. We want it the way it is here in America, the way it's been for 300 years, because it keeps getting better. We've had our faults, and every time we find a fault, we try and improve it. Other countries, you don't get that kind of crap. I'll tell you what, go be gay or go be whatever you want in Iran, and see how long it takes them to put you in a cage and toss you off the 21st story of a building and let you hit the ground, or drop you off into the ocean. See, because that's what they do. They'll light you on fire alive. They'll beat you to death with stones. That's what kind of shit you get when you're not in a country like America. So you better think about it. God bless you and have a good day.